Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from the Daily Wire from August 22nd. It says 80 media outlets issue correction on AP story that inflates a Gaza civilian death toll. It's not even Hamas has alleged that more than 40,000 Palestinian civilians in Gaza have been killed. Now, I've done probably a couple more than a couple videos on this death toll in Gaza and how it's been BS from the beginning, and I just wanted to add this to it just to say that, hey, the AP story was wrong because the AP just isn't a news outlet anymore. And, they had to correct what they said. So let's go ahead and dive right in. It says more than 80 media outlets were forced to issue a correction after running an Associated Press story that alleged that 40,000 civilians had been killed in the Gaza Strip. An August 18th AP story said that Vice President Kamala Harris had been vocal about the need to protect civilians in the Israel-Hamas war and that the civilian death toll has now exceeded 40,000. Says, but not even Hamas has alleged that more than 40,000 Palestinian civilians in Gaza have been killed in the war between Israel and the terror organization, according to the Committee for Accuracy in Middle East Reporting and Analysis, or CAMRA, which monitors Arab media. Like, did you guys come up, we want to call ourselves CAMRA, and then kind of go, oh, wait, this is what we're going to call ourselves, or actually start here and go, oh, that actually spells out CAMRA. I'm just wondering how they came up with that, random aside. Anyway, I'm not cutting that out. As while the Hamas-controlled Ministry of Health in Gaza has reported over 40,000 total deaths among Gaza's residents, its data does not distinguish between civilians and combatants. That's correct, because the terrorists in Gaza dress up as civilians, number one, which is actually a war crime, I think. Like, you're not supposed to do that. And also they use civilians as human shields. Good people. Says Israeli sources, meanwhile, estimate that over 17,000 of those killed are Hamas combatants, it said. Says the AP appended a correction to its story on August 19th. Says the outlet also revised the article's text to say that more than 40,000 Palestinians have been killed in the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza, the territory's Hamas-controlled health ministry says, but how many are civilians is unknown. Says the ministry, key point here, does not distinguish between civilians and militants in its count. Israel says it has killed more than 17,000 militants in the war, and frankly, I know I'm biased here, but I would believe Israel a lot closer than I would the Gaza Ministry of Health, which is just pure propaganda. Those media outlets who carried the Wire Services article also issued corrections. Well, good. It says, but CAMRA said that NBC affiliates in Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York had still not made the correction 3 days after being notified. So if you're not going to own up to it, why should anybody trust anything you have to say? It says Thomas Sternthal, who leads CAMRA's Israel office, said that in a statement that AP's grossly inflated and unfounded civilian casualty figure fuels pernicious false narratives accusing Israel of genocide, further inflaming the conflict. Yes, that is not a thing that's actually happening there. It says one AP error can distort public understanding globally and contribute to an escalation of hostilities, Sternthal said. The AP won a photo contest for its photo of Hamas terrorists parading an Israeli woman's lifeless body through the streets, a shot that it reportedly managed to obtain because its freelance photographer, Ali Mahmoud, accompanied Hamas terrorists during the October 7th massacre of 1,200 Israelis. Yes, anybody that is a quote-unquote journalist in Gaza is actually Hamas. Okay, they are compromised, to put it mildly. As many of these photos allude to the photographer's previous knowledge and possible involvement of the massive attack launched on Israeli soil in order to get the shot of a lifetime, the Jerusalem Post reported. As the Wire service also published images of the Hamas attack credited to Hassan Eslaya, who was reportedly captured on film being kissed on the cheek by Yahya Sinwar, the head of Hamas in Gaza. As the AP infamously shared Office Space with Hamas, and go click on this if you want to read about that. If you didn't know about that already, it was kind of a big deal. It's kind of a scandal when it came out. It says an arrangement that suggests the AP was complicit in, or at best aware of, the terror group's presence. Well, obviously they'd have to be aware of it, I would think. It says Hamas frequently operates out of civilian-dense buildings like hospitals and then claims Israel was targeting civilians. Yep, that's their MO. It says Israeli forces destroyed the high-rise containing the AP's Gaza bureau in May 2021 after notifying occupants to evacuate the building. In its coverage of the bombing, the AP insisted that Israel did not provide evidence of the claims that Hamas was operating out of the building and using the AP staff as human shields, even though you can actually find the phone call that they made there and listen to it. I mean, you're not going to be able to understand it unless you know Arabic, but you can find it and listen to it. So we know what happened. And what the AP said here is just complete BS. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. It's a pretty quick article, but I just wanted to say that, oh, wait, you mean our news outlets are misreporting the death toll? maybe they've just believed what Hamas has been saying. Maybe there's a reason for that, but I just wanted to point that out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you later.